Hey now, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am here to review Zoolander. Yes, Zoolander is a 2001 comedy film that was directed by Ben Stiller himself. Yes, the plot of this movie is we see Ben Stiller playing Derek Zoolander. Derek Zoolander is this male model who's pretty successful, very well known in the industry. In fact, he's been Male Model of the Year for 3 years in a row. And in his 4th year going for this award, he ends up losing to the new model, Hansel, who's played by Owen Wilson. And losing this makes him consider retiring, and he's going through a downward spiral until Mr. Mugatu, played by Will Ferrell, he decides to hire him for the first time in his career, but he really wants to hire him because Will Ferrell wants to brainwash Derek Zoolander into killing the Prime Minister of Malaysia. Yes, I know this plot. Now, what I think of Zoolander is, you know what, I think this movie is hilarious. Very funny, very fun, very amusing, very entertaining. Now, this is something that I could tell means a lot to Ben Stiller. It's his baby. He directed it. He co-wrote it. He created this character, and he commits to it. When you see him as Derek Zoolander, he's just as over the top, just as dumb, just as idiotic as he ever has been in a movie, and I think it works. I think Ben Stiller, he can be funny being the straight guy in a movie where he gets made fun of or shit on by everybody. He does that well, but I think he also plays over-the-top characters very well. This character is so dumb, and I know he's the main character, and so in a lot of ways it's like, well, how the fuck am I supposed to give a shit about this guy who is, I mean, he's so dumb to the point where when 3 of his male model friends accidentally killed themselves because they were having a gasoline fight, and then one of them decided to smoke a cigarette, huge explosion happens, they die, and he decides to give the eulogy at the funeral, right? Well, he pronounces it Ugoogly. It's just several moments like that. That's not just one, but there's several moments like that where you just look at Derek Zoolander and you shake your head, but you also laugh. And again, I think for me that's what forgives a really dumb main character like this, is that he does make me laugh. Some of the other characters, you have Owen Wilson as Hansel, like I said, and at first the movie sort of begins with the 2 of them in competition with each other. You almost think it's going to be a movie where the older model is competing with the younger model, and maybe they're going to have to come to a point where they go at it. Hell, in the middle of the movie they have a runoff, or a walk-off, and that scene's one of my favorite in the movie for many reasons. The Michael Jackson Beat It song helps, but the moderator of this walk-off is Mr. David Bowie. Yes, great cameo, one of the best cameos in the movie. A movie that's filled with a lot of cameos, actually. Let's go through just some of them. We have Natalie Portman, who's very young. I didn't even realize it was her until I watched it now, seeing her at the very beginning. Jon Voight plays Derek Zoolander's father. Doesn't like the fact that he's a model, very much against it. Vince Vaughn plays one of his brothers, who they're all coal miners, by the way. And Vince Vaughn doesn't even say a word in his appearance. You have Billy Zane playing himself, which was very funny. Donald Trump, which I know, that's interesting. Paris Hilton. Okay, let's get back to actual actors and people with talent. Mila Jovovich as Will Ferrell's assistant. I almost forget that she's in this movie, and she actually plays a pretty big part by what she's doing with Zoolander, almost trying to get him to be brainwashed and do all of that. You have Jerry Stiller, Ben Stiller's real-life father, who plays his manager. And you have David Duchovny as a pretty random character, a former hand model who sort of knows what's going on in the inner workings of this whole conspiracy. And also you have Christine Taylor, who is Ben Stiller's real-life wife. She plays a reporter, Matilda, who initially writes a report on Zoolander about how dumb he is and how dumb male modeling is in general. But, of course, she ends up falling in love with him. How? I don't know! But, yeah, this movie, I mean, come on. It's a comedy film. It's very dumb. It is. I'm sure not everybody enjoys it like I do or finds it as funny as I do. But it's just, I think the fact that it is so dumb that it doesn't care, it just kind of goes for it. And I'm not going to say that there's a whole meaning behind it. I don't know, like, why male modeling. I don't know why Ben Stiller picked this. I don't know if he's trying to have some commentary on the modeling industry. Probably not. It was probably just a dumb idea that he had, and he said, fuck it, I'm going to make a movie. Will Ferrell, I should mention, is one of the funniest things about this movie. As much as I like Ben Stiller, as much as I like all of the comedy that goes on, Will Ferrell, he gets me every time, because he's also over the top. The only thing against this movie, really, is that this was a bomb. This was a flop. And it wasn't, I think, so much that people didn't like it or people, thought it was bad. It came out in September of 2001, just like 2 weeks after September 11th, and talk about horrible timing for a comedy movie. You can imagine that virtually nobody wanted to see a comedy movie just after something like that happens. So nobody saw it in the theater. This movie didn't really pick up any attention or notoriety or any steam until it came out on DVD a while later. That's how I discovered it and watched it and liked it. So I enjoy it. I have a lot of fun with this film. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Zoolander? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!